full scholarship. We play football.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the May 8th Rotary Club of Lexington weekly meeting. And we will start with the Pledge of Allegiance by past President Spencer.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
One verse of America by past President Jim.
My country 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of the pilgrims ride, from every mountainside, let freedom ring.
Invocation by past President Don.
Blessed art thou, O Lord our God, King of the universe, who bringeth forth bread from the earth. Amen.
We'll start with the secretary attendance. Frank is not here, Treasurer Dan Garrett.
So we have today 16 Rotary members, Lexington Rotary members, 2 guests, and 1 visiting Rotarian, for a total of 19.
Thank you. Dominic, would you like to introduce a guest at your table?
Absolutely. I just had our meeting get together. So we have Fred Johnson, who actually has been in Lexington for many years. I believe he said since 1994. 1994. Okay. And he used to be a publisher and had his own publishing company as well. He's been involved in many organizations throughout Lexington. And hopefully, he may be involved with another organization, the Rotary Club.
Thanks, Fred. Don't forget about Sharon. What about Sharon?
Past President Murray, would you like to
Oh, I'm
introduce?
sorry.
That's an automatic
I'm
fine.
sorry. We have our regular guest, former past president of the Concord Rotary Club. We were both presidents the same year. And I shouldn't say she's from Concord because she probably has more meetings with us than some of our own. So welcome back.
Welcome. Past President Murray, would you like to introduce a guest at your table?
Thank you, President Veronica. We have with us today our speaker for the day, Renee Steinbrecher from Lexington and from about whom we will hear very shortly.
Hey, wow, thank you.
It was short.
Wow.
What a way.
All right, so this is a good moment for the welcome song, and it's going to be led by past President Dan Olson. So Rotarians, please rise.
Don't groan, but everybody else. Now try to keep it on key.
Really?
We welcome you to Lexington to meet with us today. Our door is always open to our friends in Rotary. We're happy to have you with us. And we hope you come again to Rotary Lexington. We all say welcome visiting Rotarians. Welcome all you non-Rotarians. Welcome to our club in Lexington. We hope you'll come again.
So now the fun part of the meeting, fines and happy hours. Anybody have any happy? I don't know why you're looking at me.
I have 20 happy dollars. Excuse me. I don't know this. Impose on myself because I forgot everything. I forgot the change. I forgot the name tag. So $20. I'll hold on it.
So, President Veronica, I have 2 fines to impose today on incoming President Megan and past President Lori for not signing up for the luncheon today on the survey.
Uh-oh.
Yes?
I
Yes,
signed
sir.
up, it was just late.
Then it was this morning.
It was just late.
My apologies,
Yeah.
Treasurer Dan.
Yeah.
She ate my lunch.
Council President Michelle?
Yeah.
I'm gonna give $10, 10 happy dollars for another successful year of the Lexington Road Race for the Lions Club of Lexington, and pay a fine because some creepy officer took my picture again this year.
Stop breaking into the buildings.
Anybody else? Gabe?
So I have 20 happy dollars, 10 for being a part of the Rise to Hunger initiative. I think it was it was a good one. I was there with my wife, and I also invited some of my colleagues from the BNI group, and it was amazing. We really enjoyed the whole experience. And another 10 for being able to finally sing the welcome song.
I have the script written down.
Anybody else? Good? All right, now for the business part of the meeting, we are going to start with an update on scholarships, past, present, and gifts.
Thank you, Mr. President. So as you know, May 22nd, we'll be doing the scholarship luncheon. We have right now 12 scholarship recipients, hopefully one more from Minuteman. We're still chasing the kid around. Maybe he's out there. And there'll be a special one for a Jack Maloney scholarship. We'll announce that at the meeting. So that's May 22nd. We just when the students come in with their guests, please sit with them and make them feel welcome to the club. And thanks to Past President Murray and Past President Dan and Past President John for helping out.
Past President Jim, would you like to also, since you brought it up earlier, give an update on the Lexington Chamber golf?
Yeah, the Chamber golf tournament, it'll be about 44 degrees and raining. every June you get out there and it's like a day like today? No. So June 5th at the Lexington Golf Club, and if anybody wants to participate, please sign up.
Okay. And Past President Spencer will give updates on End Hunger and Comedy.
I'll start out with the End Hunger. It was a very successful event. Thanks, Sharon, for bringing some Concord Rotary kids. We did this event joint with the Bedford group. Bedford had a lot of people there as well. We ended up packing 10,000 meals that day. So it was very 20? Oh, never mind. 20,000 meals that day. Oh yeah, sorry, we did 10 in the morning. So it was a really good event. Went off without any real hitches. It took about an hour and a half per group to get through the 10,000 meals that they did. I think people had a good time. Hopefully we'll be doing it again. Now we kind of have the group to do it. I think Bedford has done it every year, so we can connect with them and do it as a joint event every year. I think they liked it. They had a big blow-up Rotary thing. They are all in for stuff like that, so it's good. The other one is for comedy night. We do need help selling tickets. We only have 50 purchased so far. Our goal is closer to 300. So if you check your email this morning, Dan sent out an email to everybody with the tickets. You might even throw up the QR code right now. You can buy the tickets using the QR code. Think about friends. We used to have every member essentially buy a table or ask every member to buy a table. That was 10 tickets. So if we can have people try to at least get half of that, even though you don't have to buy a table. You know, if you can get 5 tickets, find a friend. It's a great Mother's Day present. Moms like to laugh. You made them cry enough. Let's make them laugh. So hopefully we can get those tickets sold. There's also the option for corporate sponsorship this year. We're doing 3 tiers of corporate sponsorships. There's a $1,000 sponsorship. That will be for the bar. If a company wants to do it, they get a placard at the bar and napkins when drinks go out with their logo on it. For $500, you can get your placard at the food station. Same thing with napkins as well, with your logo on it. And for $200, you can get an ad in our virtual program book. So if you know a corporation that might be interested, get with Yanira. Yanira is putting out the letter and is sending it out. She can send it out to all the members as well. So if you know a corporation that might be willing to sponsor the event, that would be great. The money raised at this event goes almost directly to the scholarship. It's almost dollar for dollar. The amount that we raise at this comedy night is spent already on the scholarships. So hopefully we can raise the $15,000 or so that we're going to give away for the scholarships. And so that's really the point of this event. It's one of our two major fundraisers for the year. It's an all-club participation. So again, if you can't make the event, think about buying an ad. If you can't, or buy tickets and invite some friends, give them away. Something along those lines. That would be really, really great if you could do it. So please, look at your emails and try and sell tickets. That's the biggest thing we need to focus on right now is selling of tickets.
Spencer.
Yes. Okay, if you have a couple of raffle items as well, you can donate a raffle item. So we're going to do bucket raffle this year. In the past, we've done silent auction. A little bit too much work, so it's just going to be the bucket raffle. So we're going to put out, 5 to 10 items. People will buy tickets and drop them in, and then we'll just pull the ticket. We just think it's easier that way. Should be faster than what we did before with the silent auction. So if you have any sort of items for that as well, that would be great. Any other questions? All right, thank you.
Spencer.
And Past President, again, want to give, let the club know about the cake for veterans?
Oh, so, yeah, oh. So today at the board meeting, the request came in to supply a cake for the veterans at the VA in Bedford for Memorial Day, a ceremony that they have on Memorial Day at the VA. And so the club, the board agreed to pick up the cost of the cake for that. Also that day, and I'm not sure, Sharon, do you know what the date is and the time?
Yep, so it will be on the Sunday. The ceremony is
Sunday.
at 10, the reception will be at 11. People are very much welcome to volunteer. Just let Alan or I know because we need to have your name on the list. And it's at the chapel at the Bedford Veterans Hospital.
Thank you. Past
I'm
President?
sorry, it's a Monday. It's sorry.
It's Monday.
It is Monday.
It is on the day.
It is on
It's on
Memorial
Memorial
Day.
Sorry.
Okay,
Yep.
good.
Past President Cleve, an update on the drone donation.
President Veronica, Fire Chief from Lexington, Derek Sensenbach, came to us several months ago requesting that the Rotary Club donate for a drone for the Lexington Fire Department. As a result of his presentation to us, the club decided to pay for the drone in full. He presently has that drone in his possession now and is going through training with it. He's going to have several firefighters, probably an officer, a lieutenant, oversee that. So they're getting the training from the Lynn Fire Department. So our meeting on June 12th is going to be at the Lexington Fire Department headquarters. The chief is going to give a speaking part regarding that. He's going to invite the town manager, the board of selectmen, possibly Michelle Sicolo, and he'll also give a demo of the drone also to show you how it actually works. Basically, it's an all-weather platform. You've seen probably seen it on TV, which they can search for missing children, elderly citizens. They can use it at fire scenes to fly over. They can also use it at criminal scenes also too. So it's going to be a at the fire headquarters. If you haven't seen it, it's a state-of-the-art building that we have now. So after that, we're going to see if we can get a tour of the facilities also too. The nice thing is that even if it rains, we can hit inside because that can be flown inside. We use it on the SWAT team to chase people around inside a building. So it can be, we can have it inside also too. The hope is I'm going to reach out to my friend Steve Cooper from Channel 7 News. He was a speaker here during my presidency to give some coverage of that. I'm also going to reach out to former Boston Police Commissioner Willie Gross to come along also. The fire chief is going to invite the area chief because it's going to be used for mutual aid. Our police chief and his command staff from Lexington will also come also too. And the nice thing too about it is that I had contact with him last week, and he actually is going to put a logo, the Rotary logo on the drone, because we in fact paid for it. So our logo is going to be on the drone also too. So June 12th, will be our meeting will be at the fire headquarters.
Thank you.
Beware.
At Lexington Fire Headquarters on Bedford Street, the new building, which is on the same platform as the old one. So Bedford at, Worthing Road.
Okay, and now for the raffle, pink, we're doing pink ticket? So pink ticket and the raffle item, no, blue tickets, blue. That's what I said, blue tickets. Items were donated by the Rotary Club of Lexington, Different Investments, U-Bill, Alex Oil,
Eagle Bank?
and Eagle Bank.
Who took my ticket?
You don't even want it
No,
anyways.
I paid for mine.
Dan, you don't want it anyways. If you win,
They're
you never
underneath
take
there.
it.
Keep
have to
going,
claim it?
Amanda. Keep
Yeah.
going.
Keep going, then,
Keep
yeah.
going. Get it.
Keep going and apologize, please.
Okay, blue tickets.
Well, there's money I get. Miss out on.
033, last three numbers, 033.
033.
You lucky devil. Nice. Pick one of those fantastic prizes. Excellent choice.
They're all excellent choices.
051. See, it's your lucky day. There you go, man, thank you. Any of those.
We all do that for special members.
Not that one.
Yeah.
Some dog-eared tickets.
050.
Hey.
Oh, wow.
Trust me.
Gonna mix these up?
How many do you have already?
049.
As it
I mean, I've been shuffling these for 5 minutes. You have not. Last one. 044.
There you go.
Right down. There you go. Enjoy.
I guess I'm gonna win $50 money.
Must be it. Thank you. You're welcome.
Okay. Past President Murphy, would you like to introduce the speaker today, please?
That is my extreme pleasure. Always is. So today we have with us Renee. I'm going to introduce Renee Steinbrecher. And Renee is going to speak on LexZeroWaste, an envision of a low-waste future. And I read about it, and I thought it was really, really interesting. I'm glad that I was introduced to you online by someone here. I forgot who was sending it, but it's really great. Was it you? I think it was. Yeah.
Okay, that's it, Murray.
Thank you. Okay, before we adjourn, here's a summary of the talk, and then we can all leave. All of them. So, Lexington Zero Waste Collaborative, also known as LexZeroWaste.
That's it.
It was founded in 2020. The local nonprofit is comprised of a group of volunteers who have come together believing that the change is needed and that through collaboration it is possible. Renee Steinbrecher will present a brief history of the organization, share stories of collaboration, and highlight programming.
Excuse the interruption. All students in the building at this time, if you are in the building at this time, please proceed either outside or into a classroom. We are not walking around the building inside the building. You have two options to participate outside or to move to your classroom. We are not walking around the building. So all students walking around the building, please refrain from doing so. Mr. Kalender is in the cafeteria. I'm outside. We do not want students walking around the building right now. If you need to go to the bathroom, bathrooms are available.
Okay. Renee received her Bachelor of Arts in International Language Business from the University of Scranton. It's a nice school, Renee. I know about that one. Very nice. And shortly after graduation, she was awarded a Fulbright scholarship to study environmental business in Germany. And it was during that time that she was introduced to zero waste principles and has been fascinated by this concept ever since. Professionally, Renee has been working for over 20 years for a software company in various roles as a technical writer, editor, and project manager. She is the mother of 2 daughters and has been living with her family in Lexington for 19 years. In co-founding Lexington Zero Waste, or LexZeroWaste, Renee is hopeful that together our efforts will not only have a positive effect on our waste stream, but also teach our children the things that can be done differently, impacting and inspiring generations to come. Renee, would you like to step up?
Is this loud enough, or should I speak louder?
Louder.
So as we've said, Lexington Zero Waste Collaborative was founded in 2020. We are a nonprofit organization here in town, dedicated to raising awareness and taking action to address the impacts of our consumption choices and the well-being of the earth and all life. We seek to increase the adoption of sustainable practices by individuals, organizations, businesses, and government through advocacy, access, and education. So this is our current board from left to right in the center. So it's Mark Manassis, who's our clerk. Ian Wynn is one of our co-founders, co-presidents, Janet Kern, our treasurer, and then myself. And delighted to introduce Laura Swain. She just joined our board in April 2022. And so I've got a list of all our working group members and advisory members. And without them, we could not be doing the good work that we're doing. So I really would like to acknowledge them by name as well. So it's Cindy Ayers, Jessica Polo, Natalie Cohen, Charlie Flammer, Judith Brooksing, Katie Guilfoyle, Lynn Jensen, Tina McBride, Diane Persley, Ann Richard, Mary Rose Gazafava, Preeti Shah, Jane Sheena, Kelly Super, and Susan. And so you might think, like, why did we start this organization? Like, what was the purpose? And so we feel that there's a great need now to educate and to do something. And so just some facts and figures, you know. And so did you know that compostable waste, including food scraps, makes up 35% of the waste stream here in Lexington? And that our trash gets burned, goes to an incinerator in North Andover. 40% of all packaging produced is actually for single-use packaging. Roughly 91% of all plastics ever produced will never be recycled. Only 2% will be effectively recycled. And so, you know, every week when I put my recyclables onto the curb, much of that nothing will ever happen to that. Research also shows that humans may now be consuming the equivalent of the amount of microplastics found in the size of a credit card each week. And when I first saw this stuff, I'm a fast reader, I skim through things, and it was from Catherine Clark, our state rep. And I read it really fast, and I was like, oh my goodness. And I said to my friend, can you believe we consume a credit card size worth in a year, right? Because I just read it fast. Like, she's like, no, I think you're wrong, and I reread it. It's actually in a week, right? And so there's just a lot that is going on to address, right? And so if that's not bad enough, the plastics industry is creating even more and more. So all the plastics that have ever existed, more than half have been produced in the last 15 years, and it's going to exponentially increase. So when we started our organization, like, what's in a name? So we call ourselves Lexington Zero Waste Collaborative Incorporated, LexZeroWaste for short. And we deliberately chose collaborative in our name because we knew, like, we couldn't do things without joining everyone else. And so we've been really grateful for the super work of the town of Lexington, Board of Health, Department of Public Works, Sustainable Lexington Committee, the Waste Reduction Task Force. We've been fortunate to receive a grant from the Community Endowment of Lexington that I'll share with you, Grateful to Enterprise Bank for sponsoring one of our programs, as well as a list of other collaborators that we've been working with. So again, shortly after we were incorporated, we were given a grant from the Community Endowment of Lexington to start 2 of our pilot programs. The first one is community composting, and the second is our Zero to Go, Zero Waste Takeout program. So the composting program is called LexZeroWaste for Lexington Shared Organics Recovered Together. We started that in September 2021. It was a 6-month pilot. It was so successful, the town has taken it over, and now they pay for the pickup of the organics. We wanted to target those new to composting and those who cannot because they don't have the space in their backyard. There's currently 2 drop-off sites, one at the Carriage House at the Community Center and another one over at the DPW. So some positive feedback of some of the people that have participated. They said that it's been an easy process for them. They really appreciate the starter kits that we help them with, and that it's reduced the composting alone of the kitchen waste 25 to 75% of the amount of trash that we put out on a weekly basis. I think I mentioned it's been successful. The town has taken over the fees. We've also received back some compost from Black Earth through this program, 1 yard. We went to the Interfaith Garden, which helps to get produce for our food pantry, as well as 40 of our participants in the program got each 5 gallons. And it's been an interesting pilot program. We actually learned from Arlington. They have a similar program, and we've had people from Concord, Wayland, and Bedford reach out to us as well on how this program works and how they can implement something similar. So a graphic here, so just collect in the kitchen, drop it off at the bin, gets put into compost, brought back into the recycle. So we have a closed loop composting system, bringing nutrient-rich soil back into our community versus being incinerated. Right? So since September 13th, we have diverted 433 64-gallon bins of food scraps, which is about 32.5 tons. 390 families are enrolled, about 3.3% of Lexington families. Anyone interested in joining a Lexington family, they can sign up with us. They can get a starter kit at the DPW. And we'll go into this. Your general food scraps like banana peels, carrot, like any of your food scraps, coffee grinds, tea bags. An interesting thing, you can also put soiled napkins into that, and also any soiled paper bags can go in there as well. I also use the paper bags to keep my stuff clean, or you can use newspaper to wrap it up as well. So there's obviously other options to compost. You can do backyard composting. I personally do Black Earth Residential. I pay $107 a year, and they come once a week. I get a bit like this, just put my stuff in. I'll go into it a bit later, but one of the other things that we've been working with the town is Zero Waste resolution. And one of the actions from that is the town is now funding for free 2,000 residents to participate in Black Earth if they'd like to. And it's also curbside pickup for starting July 1st, and anyone can start signing up as of May 17th this year. One other thing, when we do our LexZeroWaste drop-off, we cannot include meat, fish bones, dairy products, or fats and grease, but you can if it's curbside, so that's just one difference there as well. So moving on to our second pilot program, this was our Zero to Go, Zero Waste Takeout. We're trying to promote a culture of reuse versus throwaway. And so according to Upstream Solutions, nearly 1 trillion disposable food service products are used each year in the United States. That's 7.5 million tons of waste. As I said earlier, 40% of all plastic produced is for packaging, right? Single-use packaging. Food packaging is also propped up by the fossil fuel industry, which is also part of our climate crisis as well. So we decided to create this initiative Zero to Go, working with the Board of Health. They issued a statement that restaurants can participate. Really generous financial support from our members, the community of Dominant Lexington, and Enterprise Bank, giving us the ability to purchase 780 stainless steel containers with silicone lids, and being able to purchase an app so that it tracks these containers. So it's a free program for members. And last but not least, of course, special thanks to Royal India Bistro. They are our first pilot restaurant. They've been fantastic working with us through this whole new process, and we're hoping to get new restaurants joining us as well. So this is what the containers would look like. Similar to that, we did 2 pilot sessions. We have a 3rd pilot session coming up May 15th to June 8th, where 20 families can participate Monday through Thursday at Royal India Bistro. Super simple. You sign up with us, you download the app, you call up, place your order saying you're with us, and they'll put it in these containers for you. You just need to clean it, scan it back in with the app, and return it to Royal India Bistro. That simple. So this is similar to what your food could look like. So what are some people saying? I love it, finally something different that will make a difference. And we've got someone who said that they've been struggling to find eco-friendly solutions to take out, and for this reason they were extremely excited to participate, and that they've had no problems with the program, and that they hope others will join as well. So it hasn't been that long. It's probably just 7 weeks of 20-ish families or less doing it, and we've already saved 568 containers from the waste stream, about 62.8 tons of trash. So moving on, so like I said, we also worked on a zero waste resolution in town to adopt and model zero waste principles here. So we worked with the town staff to ensure that these actions would be doable. We presented to town meeting. It was overwhelmingly supported, 170 to 4. The town is then working with an external consulting firm on ways to roll this out. Which is, there's a draft version that can be reviewed this May 24th. So another thing that we tried to do is just to educate. Now, I personally was not aware that the black bottoms plastic, like takeout containers, the black bottoms, they're not recyclable. The color black is just not recyclable. And so if you put it into the recycling bin, it's just going to mess up anything that could be. And so we advise to put it in the trash, right, or to avoid it. So with the Monroe Center for the Arts, we created the structure, and we asked people to bring things in. We collected 2,500 pieces of this plastic, 256 pounds worth, and we tried to reuse as much of what we collected as well. You see there's a lot of these planter bins, so we used it for the garden club in Lexington to extend that over. Again, it's just a way to draw attention to what is and what is not recyclable. So what we're doing now this year, we're building a new structure, and aseptic containers are also not recyclable, which, again, I didn't know. That would be milk cartons, juice cartons, like say almond milk, any of the Tetra Packs or soups in those containers, all not recyclable, need to be thrown in garbage. We had students, so again, it's an education process, like what is and what is not. So we had students come together to encourage them to create things with things that are not recyclable or not compostable, and that's some of the beautiful things that they have created. So beyond that, it's really hard, right? I think it's really hard for me personally to be zero waste when everything that we buy is in this packaging. And so we're trying to give our community members opportunities to purchase things without plastic packaging. And so there's a company called Cleanland out in Cambridge, and the woman was kind enough to load up her van and bring all this to the Lexington Community Center. So we had about 20 families come, refill their containers. 90 containers were filled within 1 afternoon, 3 hours worth. Super successful. We did this again at the farmers market the following year. And we don't need to organize that anymore because we are so fortunate to now have Center Goods here in Lexington Center. So they're on 30 Waltham Street. If you haven't been, I invite you to check her out. She's amazing. Really helps with the zero waste. So it's products, cleaning products, household products, beauty products, things like that that you can refill. And for me, this has also been a complete game changer. So Deborah's Gourmet out in West Concord, you can bring any of your containers and refill any of these dry bulk items. I bring my glass containers. They weigh them to get a tare weight, so you're obviously not paying for the weight of the container. And that's become my, say, monthly or every 2 weeks, and I'll stack up on these dry goods. So that is the call to action now, right? Like, we don't need a handful of people doing this zero waste perfectly. We need millions of people doing it perfectly. And we are grateful for 173 zero waste members. We've got 773 people on our newsletter, and we're grateful for everyone that has worked together with us to bring them to share with you. So thank you for your time and for your attention.
Thank you, Renee. Great presentation, beautiful work that you do. And on behalf of the Rotary Club, in appreciation of your presentation to the Rotary Club of Lexington, a donation will be made to Rotary International End Polio Now campaign to vaccinate 40 children against the polio versus virus as part of Rotary's global effort to eradicate polio in the world.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You guys should step over.
Oh, sure.
I'll bring that with you. Five in my back. Not you.
Nice.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Renee. Great presentation.
Does anyone have any questions?
Good. Thank you.
Okay. And now
Comment.
50-50,
50-50 raffle.
50-50.
Pink tickets.
$7 million.
$40.
That's
Close.
40. Pink tickets, almost. $6-6 follow.
Thanks.
I'll deliver.
Next meeting is,
There you go, Jan.
no, May 22nd.
May 22nd, here.
So next meeting here, May 22nd, it's a scholarship meeting. Everybody please attend. Thank you, have a great day.
Thank you.
Did everybody hear that?
Oh, there we go.
That's a ring.
Now we're good with this. Yes.
Not if you collect all
Yes,
the way over there.
well, yes.
Yes, you can go out that
I
way.
go out that way.
Remember that.
Oh, it applies to this week.
Bye, have a great day.